ladies and gentlemen. This was recently in Lemming Beach down in Florida. Crowds decided to ignore Trump and all of the CV talk and pandemic talk, and they all packed the beaches down there. And this is Lemming Beach. This came out in the Daily Mail, March 17th, 2020. Clearwater Beach, Florida, was packed with visitors who appeared to have not heeded the warnings on social distancing themselves as part of an effort to slow the spread of CV. Images and footages from the Snow White Beach along Florida's west coast showed sun worshippers and spring breakers packed on the sand this weekend, while some beaches on the East Coast were closed due to deadly CV. Also, crowds knew, many of the people in Florida know of the deaths down there from CV, and they still ignored the warning. Let's see here. See if I can.
Where is this here, John? What are we looking at? This is a lot of people. So if you think that the beaches are being impacted here by coronavirus, by COVID-19, and by the new cases that are emerging here in Florida, this is Clearwater Beach here, everybody.
It looks like Clearwater.
And one of the questions that we were asked here earlier was whether or not the beaches were going to be impacted by what's going on here with coronavirus in the state of Florida. And by the looks of it, this looks to be a pretty busy day here at the beaches. A lot of people here in the water. We know that Miami Beach and Fort Lauderdale Beach and some others in South Florida have closed. The Tampa Bay area beaches are not closed. I'm going to see if we can perhaps get Eagle 8 HD to kind of stay here and over Clearwater Beach for a little bit and continue to kind of bring us some new aerials because this is a packed scene here at the beaches, again, in Clearwater, showing a live, again, this is a live look here from Eagle 8 HD, showing just how many people are flocking to the beaches. So listen, a lot of people are on spring break, or a lot of people are taking, have vacations planned. We also have schools that are not in session here.
Well, I'm surprised they're allowing that. You would think if other beaches are closed in Florida, you would think this one would be too. I mean, that's a big crowd, and you can see these people are very close together and doing exactly what they said we should not do. So they're not keeping what they call social distance away from each other and just altogether ignoring the warnings that are coming out from the CDC. Tampa beaches near Clearwater were also open and busy this weekend. So they're just talking about, the number of people that have died globally, but apparently it's not impacting these people that you see in the picture. And cities and states around the nation has responded to the outbreak by closing schools and shuttering bars, restaurants, and venues where large gatherings take place. Ask people to keep social distance between themselves until the CV is contained. Mm-mm-mm. All right, so let me see if I can play this video here.
I'm glad to see that you're practicing social distancing. That looks very nice. Looks very good. I want to thank everybody for being here today. This morning I spoke with the leaders of the G7 nations, and they really had a good meeting. I think it was a very, very productive meeting. I also spoke with our nation's governors. This afternoon, we're announcing new guidelines for every American to follow over the next 15 days as we combat the virus. Each and every one of us has a critical role to play in stopping the spread and transmission of the virus. We did this today. This was done by a lot of very talented people, some of whom are standing with me, and that's available. And Dr. Birx will be speaking about that in just a few minutes. It's important for the young and healthy people to understand that while they may experience milder symptoms, they can easily spread this virus, and they will spread it indeed, putting countless others in harm's way. We especially worry about our senior citizens. The White House Task Force meets every day and continually updates guidelines based on the fast evolving situation that this has become all over the world. It's all over the world. It's incredible what's happened in such a short period of time. On the guidelines of the task force, the new modeling conducted by Dr. Birx, and our consultation with governors, we've made the decision to further toughen the guidelines and blunt the infection now. We'd much rather be ahead of the curve than behind it, and that's what we are. Therefore, my administration is recommending that all Americans, including the young and healthy, work to engage in schooling from home when possible, avoid gathering in groups of more than 10 people, avoid discretionary travel, and avoid eating and drinking at bars, restaurants, and public food courts. If everyone makes this change or these critical changes and sacrifices now, we will rally together as one nation, and we will defeat the virus, and we're going to have a big celebration all together. With several weeks of focused action, we can turn the corner and turn it quickly. A lot of progress has been made. I'm also pleased to report today that a vaccine candidate has begun the phase 1 clinical trial. This is one of the fastest vaccine development launches in history. Not even close. We're also racing to develop antiviral therapies and other treatments, and we've had some promising results, early results, but promising, to reduce the severity and the duration of the symptoms. And I have to say that our government is prepared to do whatever it takes. Whatever it takes, we're doing. We're doing it in every way. And with that, I'd like to just introduce Dr. Birx, who's going to discuss some of the things that we strongly recommend. Thank you.
Okay. Now, just listening to what Trump said, these folks on this beach just broke everything. They're very close. And chances are, if they're around that beach, they are eating openly out in the public, all next to each other, laying on the beach side by side with each other. So, it's things like this that will halt the slowdown of the virus altogether. Is these people just, despite everything they're hearing, they are still out here gathering in large crowds. And it makes you wonder how many other places or beaches around this country is this happening. I don't believe Florida is the only place. I don't. So what other places are this happening? And when do you get to the point where you put your foot down over it? All of these people now potentially could have CV just from being out on the beach in close proximity to each other. You know how easy it is. They said you don't even have to be near the person in a room with CV. If you walk in that room, you are now open to getting it yourself, because that's how highly contagious it is. It's airborne. So y'all, please tell me what you think. After looking at this was just this past weekend. So this is pretty recent, where these folks were out on the beach in large crowds down there in Florida. And they said they had several beaches that were open in the same Clearwater region, and people were there. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.